I'll just be in the I'll just be in the background as well.
You're a star, thank you.
Thank you,
Right.
Alex.
I'll admit them now.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. We'll just wait another minute or so whilst people are joining. Okay, let's get started, shall we? So, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this morning for the ITI Translation Portfolio Assessment Q&A. We're really thrilled that you've given us your time this morning and hope that you're looking forward to hearing more about the assessment. Before we jump properly into the session, I just thought we'd do some quick introductions and some housekeeping. So, starting with myself, I'm Lydia. It's lovely to meet you all. I'm ITI's Marketing and Engagement Manager. I oversee the membership and marketing parts of the business. I joined ITI about 5 months ago at the end of May, replacing 2 team members who'd been with ITI for quite a long time. So Emma Carl on the marketing side and Jackie Flint on the membership side. Some of you will know Jackie's name. In terms of my background, I come from a marketing background. I've got 7 years worth of marketing background in terms of the property industry and also the automotive industry. And here and now, I'm working very closely with Emily and Rachel in the membership team, many of whom, most of you will have come across them. So that's me. Emily, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. So hi everyone, I'm Emily. I am the membership advisor. I work very closely with Lydia, as she just mentioned, and I, on the day-to-day, handle all of the MITI, FITI application processes. I also as well work alongside Lydia on the membership committee. So yeah, all good stuff.
Perfect, thank you, Emily. So just before I hand over to Emily, who's going to do our presentation for us today, just a couple of bits of housekeeping and a little bit around the structure of the session. So this is obviously a Q&A session, so we hope that you've got lots of questions for us on the translation portfolio assessment. Before we get to that part though, Emily's just going to walk us through a little bit of the assessment, some of the criteria and what the TPA involves. You're obviously welcome to ask questions at any point during the presentation. You can do so either by raising your hand on Zoom or dropping your questions into the chat box, which I will be monitoring for you. I know a lot of you are already on mute, but if you could just remain on mute for the rest of the session, unless we ask you to ask a question, that would be really super, just so we're not competing with any background noise. And in terms of the questions as well, this is a Q&A session, but we want to try and keep the questions as broad as possible. So if you have any kind of personal questions or you need any help with your personal application, please feel free to drop us an email to membership@iti.org.uk. It's on the screen for you there. And we can help with any really kind of detailed or personal questions that you have about the application process or indeed the assessment itself. Okay, I think that's it from me. So Emily, I'm going to hand over to you and I will jump in with any questions that are coming into the chat box as and when.
Great, thank you, Lydia. Okay, let's get started. Right, so we've just had a quick introduction from Lydia. Obviously, Lydia is the Market and Engagement Manager. I'm the Membership Advisor. So that's just a quick overview there of the team. In terms of background on the TPA, I'm just going to do a super quick overview with kind of how the TPA came about. So in May 24, the ITI launched the TICFID project to review the standard translation assessment for MITI qualified status. As a result, and considering other factors, ITI has redeveloped the assessment into the new translation portfolio assessment, building on the decade-long experience with the NSLG, which was the new and small language groups. assessment. The TPA is designed to be more inclusive, accessible, encouraging more members to achieve MITI qualified status and professional recognition it brings. So that's just a super quick overview of how we kind of came about with the TPA. In terms of we have 3 steps to the process with the TPA assessment. So we have the first one, which is gathering your evidence. So it is a compulsory and selected evidence assessment. So I'm going to be going over that in the next couple of slides as well. You also, as well, with gathering your evidence, have to complete the ITI Code of Conduct questionnaire, which is very straightforward, and also as well just something to remember in terms of if you are going to take it is if you do fail it, you can retake it as many times as you need. It is very straightforward, so that's just something to remember. With the second point, application submission. So when you submit your application, it will be with the entire application pack, the selected evidence templates, and you will pay your application at the time of submitting your application. So with payments, you can pay via PayPal, bank transfer, and also as well, you can request a payment link directly from us at membership, and we will share that with you. Something to remember in terms of submitting your application is when you submit your application, we will do an initial review, and what will happen there is if there's any gaps in the application or we need additional documentation, that will be the point where I will reach out to you and request more. It's nothing to worry about, it's just standard practice if there are any gaps. And then with the third point, which we have the assessment, once your application is ready for final assessment, you will pay the £165 plus VAT, which is the assessment fee, and you will receive your results, which will take up to 2 weeks from receiving payment. Obviously, the price here is for new MITIs applying. For existing members that are MITIs, if you're adding an additional language, the price is £99 plus VAT. So that's just something to keep in mind. And if you have any questions there, you can always feel free to contact membership. With the final assessment, it ends up that we will do an internal review within the team, and that will be the point where you will receive your results. And another thing to keep in mind with it taking up to 2 weeks, obviously this can depend on, say, how busy we are in a certain month. Sometimes it can take less, sometimes it can take more. So definitely something to just take into consideration. And then with our TPA core requirements, as I mentioned in the previous slide, we obviously have the compulsory evidence and the selected evidence. So with your compulsory evidence, we have the professional references that are covering a minimum of 3 years experience as a translator in the language pair of your application. And then you would share a degree in any subject, or you can provide us with a professional references covering a minimum of 6 years experience as a translator if you do not have a degree. With the selected evidence, we then have the choice of choosing options from the predefined list to a minimum of 7 value points. Each option is valued from 1, 2, or 3 points. And again, completing the ITI Code of Conduct questionnaire. So that is the core requirements there with what we have. And then this is the predefined list of selected evidence. So when you receive your application pack, you will receive the handbook that actually has this entire predefined list with what you will need. So in terms of the options provided, provide a fair degree of flexibility, recognising that applicants enter the profession through diverse routes and acquire their skills and experience in different ways, while still being accomplished professionals who meet the high standards expected of an MITI. With the minimum points value, as I mentioned, it has to be a minimum of 7 points. The maximum points value you can provide is 9 points, and that would be if you selected, say, 3-point values. You can also find more detailed information on each option in the TPA handbook, which, if you don't already have, I can share that with you directly, and also as well, it is on the website. In terms of the options, you can see there's a variety here. If there's any clarification that is needed, you can always directly contact membership in terms of, does my qualification here meet, say, level 7 professional qualification for 3D? And we can always help there in terms of that. So yeah. And then again, with TPA queries, if you ever have any queries or questions about the TPA or your application, please send an email to membership@iti.org.uk and we will be able to help you. And then I think that is the final slide in terms of me presenting. So we're on to Q&A. So if any of you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand or add them into the text box.
Perfect. Thank you, Emily, for that. That was a really good overview. As Emily mentioned, we would recommend that any people looking to take the Translation Portfolio Assessment start with the handbook, which is readily available on the website. The handbook has pretty much all of the information that you need in it to take this assessment. But again, as Emily said, we are here to support your application. So if you have any queries, questions, need any help, that's what we're here for. We've just had a question to share the evidence again, so Emily's done that. Thank you very much. Emily, Hazel has asked, do the references still need to be on ITI documents or can they be in the referee's desired format?
So ideally they would be in the ITI documents. So when we share the application pack, we have the reference templates that will be there. But say, for example, if you do have a reference that specifically isn't able to use the template, then you can share that with their desired format. As long as it covers the general requirements that are in the ITI template, we will accept those as well. So I hope that answers the question.
Super, thank you. Any other questions? I think you've done such a good job, Emily, that everyone knows what they're doing. Okay. Well, we don't seem to have any more questions unless anyone would like to jump in here and now. What I would suggest that anyone who's got any questions does is, oh, here we go, Eliza's got one. So C2 proficiency exam is for the target language you're applying for. That's what Eliza is asking?
Yeah, so in terms of that question, obviously from the handbook, so if there is, yeah, it's for the target language. It would be for the target language, just to clarify. Sorry about that.
Perfect, thank you.
And then in terms of the second question, would a BA in translation be considered a level 7? So for level 7, it would be a postgraduate degree that would be considered. So I believe a BA would be classed as a level 6, so 2G, just to clarify that.
Brilliant, thank you.
Yeah, and also as well, with the, say for example, clarifications with level 7, level 6, within the handbook, there are notes where you can actually take a look and it will give examples of say, a level 7 is XYZ, level 6 is XYZ. So I hope that clarifies.
Perfect. Any other questions for us? So I've signed NDAs with my clients. How would this work with supplying invoices?
Would you like to take this question, Lydia?
Yeah, absolutely. So with any evidence that is submitted, ITI does not hold on to this. So we just need to see the evidence for the assessment, and then we get rid of it effectively. So it's always destroyed in a safe way electronically. We make sure that we don't keep copies of anything, as we know that a lot of people have NDAs. So with the NDA clients, if you wanted to submit that evidence to us, we would look at it and we would accept it if it's correct, and then we would remove all copies. But we must reiterate that it needs to be your decision to share that information with us. So if you do have an NDA, that's a decision that you would need to take as to whether you shared that with us. Again, I can promise you that ITI has the utmost security in terms of this, but we would, if you are going to submit NDA clients, we would ask you to flag this with us as soon as possible, so that we can look at it and kind of remove the evidence as quickly as possible from our side. But again, you would need to make the decision as to whether you can submit that to us if you have got an NDA in place. I hope that answers the question. Marina has asked, can we schedule individual quick meetings with you to discuss personal situations? Absolutely. If you drop us an email to membership@iti.org.uk, you're more than welcome to have a 5-10 minute chat with Emily personally to go through any personal applications. That is no problem at all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
I'm assuming the question around published works under NDA is similar to the answer about invoices.
Anything to do with NDA, you know, we do not keep copies of what you submit to us. We just need to see the evidence so that we can effectively tick that we've seen it, and then we destroy it. Destroy sounds like a very aggressive word, but we do get rid of it. We don't keep any copies of anything. So again, with NDA works, if you want to submit it to us, we wouldn't kind of do anything with that information. It's really nothing to do with us. It's you providing your evidence. But again, if you've got the NDA in place, you probably need to kind of think about as to whether you can submit that to us. But we wouldn't break your confidentiality effectively, and we would get rid of the evidence as soon as we could. A question about the published translation works in the target language. Do these need to be recent, or can they be from a few years ago?
Yeah, I believe they can be from a few years ago.
Yeah.
Just
I would suggest that there is no time limit on any of the work that you've done. Obviously, with the invoicing, we ask them to be recent, but in terms of other work, there's no time limits on it.
Yeah. Yeah, so in terms of the question, is the CPD logged on an ITI account ourselves considered proof of CPD completed, or does it need to be certificates? Correct me if I'm wrong, Lydia. With the CPD log, if it's in the ITI account, we will accept that as.
Absolutely.
We will accept that, so you won't need to provide certificates.
No.
So that's fine.
No. Another incentive to log your CPD and ITI. But yeah, no, absolutely, we would absolutely accept that, not a problem. Anyone else have anything they want to ask us? If you have any questions that come to you once we've finished the session, again, please feel free to email membership@iti.org.uk. We will pick up your questions and come back to you with any answers. We are also looking at adding some more information to the page on our website about the translation portfolio assessment. So this video will go out onto that page as a resource. And what Emily and I will be working to do, particularly over the next few months as people start beginning to take the assessment, is adding any kind of FAQs or, you know, things that come up time and again people have questions about. We'll start adding those to the webpage as well. But again, if you need any questions answered, we are absolutely here to help. So please feel free to get in touch with us. Okay, well, thank you all very much for coming along. This has been really, really useful for us as well as you guys. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your questions. Again, if you need anything, we are here to help. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And hopefully we look forward to seeing your application soon. Perfect. We will end the session there, but thank you all so much for coming along. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. And we look forward to seeing you soon.